Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Critchlow. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. I've also been a church pastor, and I'm looking at the subject of depression. And today I want to look at another character whose name is Jeremiah and work out exactly what was going on in his life. He became very low and down in his mood, and I want to ask the question, what was behind that? And also, what happened to him as a result? And if we read in chapter 20 of Jeremiah, we read this kind of thing. He says, "Cursed be the day I was born. Let the day not be blessed when my mother bore me. Cursed be the man who brought the news to my father, saying, a baby boy has been born to you, and made him very happy." What Jeremiah is saying here, he's saying, I wish I'd never been born. He feels so low and down that he feels miserable, and he wished he'd never been born. And some people get so low that those wishes can also go through their minds. You see, the Bible gives us an accurate demonstration of what was actually going on in people's lives. And if we look behind this, we can understand in Jeremiah's case what was actually going on in his life. And you see, the situation at this time in the southern part of Judah was this, that the people had turned away from the living God, and they'd embraced idolatry and all kinds of evil practices. And God, who's a God of fairness, was going to punish his own people in the way that he'd sometimes punished other nations because of their great wickedness. And God in his righteousness was sending them, in a sense, Jeremiah, to give them a last chance. Will the people turn away from their evil? Will they turn away from their idolatry? Will they turn back to the living God? And Jeremiah gives this difficult message to the people. And he also tells the people that they will go to a foreign land, the land of Babylon, if they reject and continue to reject the living God. But you see, Jeremiah is continually rejected. The people reject him. His own villagers reject him. His own family reject him. He's thrown into a pit. He's thrown into prison. He's put in the stocks, and scorn is poured upon him. And time after time and time again, he goes through rejection. And you see, today, many people go through periods of rejection, and many people also feel deeply rejection in their own hearts and lives. And that rejection can lead on, if they're not careful, to a sense of depression. They feel as though they've lost something very important in the fact that they feel continually rejected. And that was the case for Jeremiah. But if you read carefully Jeremiah's chapter about 10 to 20, you discover that in the middle of that rejection, Jeremiah develops a very close relationship with the living God. And there's quite a lot of conversation going on between God and Jeremiah. And it's a very deep and personal conversation that Jeremiah is having. And in that, he's discovering that God is really with him, that despite this trial, despite this great difficulty that he's going through, that God is there for him and with him. And yes, his emotions may go down. Yes, he may feel pretty desperate, but actually God is still there with him. And Jeremiah triumphs through his personal relationship with a living God. And you see, the beauty of the Christian faith is that it also gives us that personal relationship with God. God is with us. Christ said, Christ is Emmanuel, God with us. And we can know the presence of the living God with us. You see, Jeremiah was somebody who followed the living God. And if we turn away from our sins to follow the living God, then God will be with us, and God will bless our lives, and God will do us good, and we'll find a personal relationship with the living God, which is so precious in our lives. God bless you, and thank you for listening.